Have you ever wondered how to turn dry data into compelling stories that captivate and inform? Welcome to the world of Looker Studio, a powerful tool from Google for data visualization and data storytelling. Now, whether you're just starting out or looking to refine your skills, this video is designed to transform your approach to data. In this crash course, we will start with the basics. What Looker Studio is and why is it becoming such an essential tool in digital storytelling. You will learn how to navigate the interface with ease and progress to creating the first data report. From there, we delve deeper, teaching you how to design dynamic dashboards and create visual narratives that make data not just understandable, but memorable. So get ready to build that first report of yours, highlighting trends and insights visually. We'll include visual demonstrations to guide you through each step of the way, ensuring you not only follow along, but also apply whatever you learned effectively. Ready to unlock the full potential of your data? Let's dive in and start turning those numbers into narratives with Looker Studio.
Hello and welcome to today's session. My name is Madhur Singh, and in today's session we will be talking about a very important sort of tool that is very popular in today's world, that is Looker Studio. Now this is a tool that comes under the Google umbrella because this is being developed by Google. So it is basically a tool that helps you in data analysis and data visualization, right? Creating dashboards. So let's look at in a greater depth what this tool does, how you can access it, how you can use your data and make modifications out of it so that you can make sound decisions at the end from that raw data, right? So with that said, let's look at the agenda for this session. So in this course, you will learn about a basic overview of what Looker Studio is. We'll have a basic knowledge about what it does, what are its capabilities, what is the neural model on which it is based and it works on, what is the ML model. We'll also talk about the overview of its interface. How does the interface look like? We'll have a walkthrough of the dashboard that is there. Then we'll have two analyses done. One is of Google Search Console report, and the second one is GA report, right? For your analytics of your advertisements or the traffic on your website, right? So these two are the hands-on sessions that we will be having in this particular course, right? So without any further ado, let's get started with this course. Introduction to Looker Studio, right? Now let's discuss what this Looker Studio actually is. What is an overview of this Looker Studio? So Looker Studio is basically a business intelligence tool, like basically what we have, what we call like what is Tableau, what is Power BI. Similar to that, it's like a data visualization tool, but it also has a lot of capabilities of data analysis, right? So basically visualization and data analysis is a part of this particular tool that it does, right? The work that it does. So it helps in converting data into customizable, informative reports and dashboards, right? So the biggest factor, right? The biggest advantage is that you can just drag and drop various elements of that report, of that analysis in the particular dashboard. So you don't have to, manually code something. You don't need to know SQL or any other data management tool, right? You can do everything and absolutely everything on Looker Studio itself, right? So that's one advantage that it has. Second advantage is, right, for example, if you're just starting out, you're building your own company, right? So the best element is that it comes with the Google ecosystem, right? So if you're using Google Workspace already, then you can, use its pro version of Looker Studio, integrate it into your Google Workspace so that you can now build your own, all the reports that you're doing for your company, you can do it through Looker Studio itself. The integration part of it, right? So for example, if you're using Google, you would know about Google Word, Google Sheets, right? So it's seamless, right? It's not like you have to upload any other file, any CSV file. It's just integrated into the Google Workspace. That's exactly what the point is. You do not need multiple different softwares to, use when you're using Google's ecosystem. For example, in Tableau, you would have to create another file. In SQL, you have another file. So there is a gap in that ecosystem, right? But in this case, Looker Studio is one such tool that integrates every single part, be it the sheets, be it the Google Analytics parts of it, GA4 that is there. So everything can be done in just one umbrella, and that's its biggest advantage. You do not have to, send different mails, attachments. You can just send one link of the Looker Studio, and everything is done in a more seamless way in which you do not have to, struggle a lot with the files. So that's one big advantage that it has. Now, it is designed to enable businesses to visualize and interact with their data. That its core USP. What it does, Looker Studio allows users to create dynamic reports and dashboards, enhancing the decision making based on the real-time data. So that's also one important aspect that it does, that everything there is in real-time basis. So if you have a running website, at the background you have GA analytics that is happening. The Looker Studio will take directly from its source of the data where it's coming from, and you will have your real-time updates. You do not have to modify it month after month after you have received the data. It can automatically update every single thing that is there in a more seamless manner. So key features and benefits we talk about. So the first one is customizable dashboard. So you can create tailored dashboards that fit specific business needs, right? So for example, you would always, in an organization, if you're working, you have always two set of things that you have to do, right? One, you have to share data or share your visualization or your analysis with your internal team, right? That's one aspect. Second is you have to show the visualizations of what you have done to your stakeholders or your clients, right? So in that case, these two different aspects can be covered under one umbrella through the Looker Studio. You can make customizable dashboards. I'll show you how in just one Looker page, you can have one sheet, two sheet, depending on how many analysis to whom you want to share it, right? For internal team, you would have slightly more, less fancier version of it. For the clients, you would have more fancier version of reports, right? So in that case, you can customize your dashboards accordingly without having to struggle to make a new file or to make a new analysis in itself. You do not have to struggle in that manner. That is the reason why Looker Studio is getting popularity to that level in today's world. Then it enables users to highlight the most relevant data and insights. So that's one aspect as well. Data integrations. So one of the best factors, there are about 200 various connections that you can build to the Looker Studio from your data source, right? It's not like it will be hard for you to attach your data to the Looker Studio. It's very easy because it gives you automatic inbuilt feature to attach your data sets to the Looker Studio. So I'll show you how it is done as well. So data integration, seamless integration with various data sources and types allows for a unified view of data from multiple sources, enhancing data analytics capability. So this is also one important element that you do not have to stick. So if you are extracting your data from let's say SQL, or you're extracting from data from GA or from a CSV file, right? So it's not like you can only do once, right? You can attach all these three segments into one. That's the beauty of what the Looker Studio is all about. Then we talk about key benefits that it has. Number one is, of course, the real-time data analysis, right? So the biggest factor, what probably if you're not using Tableau on a public version, is that it is not updatable on the real-time basis, right? But Looker Studio, irrespective, is updatable on the real-time basis, right? So any business has to have anything that is done with data has to be on a real-time basis. So with that said, having that integrated in your workspace is done through Looker Studio, and that is why it is also very popular, because it gives real-time updates on a minute-to-minute basis. So it ensures that the decision making is based on the most current information that is out there. Scalability. So it adapts to businesses of all size. It's not like, so if you're running on a lower specification laptop, then it might be a bit of a struggle to load your data set. But if you have a good set of computer, then it should not be a problem, irrespective of the file size. So it adapts to businesses of all size, flexibility to grow with the company from small business to larger enterprise. So it's not like some softwares or the tools that are out there, they're only limited to, okay, if you are large scale company, maybe you will use a different set of tools. You would use companies that make larger tools, right? And if you're a small business, you would probably rely on Excel to do most of your analysis, right? But this is one thing that even if you're a small company, even if you're a medium sector company, even if you're a large cap company, all these three integrations you can use Looker Studio. So that's also one of the key benefits that Looker Studio has. Then comes security, right? So it comes under the Google umbrella, as I mentioned. So the data protection, right? The data protection and everything is as per what the Google is about. So robust data protection and access control ensures data integrity and security, crucial for sensitive business information, right? So it ensures your data integrity and the security. It maintains it in how it should be. It would not give it to third party users. So what can we do with the Looker Studio? What are the key capabilities? So data visualization is one. We can create a wide range of visualizations such as charts. You can create graphs. You can create tables of different form, different types of graph, different types of charts, different types of tables, right? Transform complex datasets into easy to understand, visually appealing formats. So that's also one of the most important features, that it's not very hard to tailor or understand. It is very easy to understand, and the analytics that you'll do is also very easy to do. It's not a very tough job to do. Then comes the interactive dashboards, right? Develop interactive dashboards from drill down capabilities. That means basically that you're not stuck to one set of analysis, right? So if you have your filter set up, this is just an example, you can change absolutely everything in the dashboard according to what you need, right? So that's a very interactive dashboard is what it creates. So enable dynamic data exploration and in-depth analysis through user interaction. Then comes the data blending part. So combine data from multiple sources for the unified analysis, merge data from various database, spreadsheet, and Google services to gain comprehensive insights. So this I've already discussed with you, that since it comes under the Google umbrella, everything can be integrated into the Looker Studio. Anything that has to do with analysis can be done through Looker Studio. Scheduled reporting, so automate your report generation and distribution. So this is also one thing that, so for example, if you're working in an organization and or you want to give your updates on a weekly basis to your stakeholders, it can be automated. It can be done through Looker Studio. Automated emails would be sent, automated report generation would happen, right? So this is one of the key elements that is also very, very beneficial when you're using Looker Studio. So set up schedules to regularly update and send a report to the stakeholders, ensure the timely information and delivery. So that's also one of the key elements. Then customization and branding. So tailor the appearance of your reports and dashboards. Customize your so you can also integrate your company logos, the schema of your company, color schema of your company, then the layout preferences. Everything can be done depending on the branding you are following, right? So for example, if the color tone of your brand is violet, everything in the report can be of the tone violet, right? So you can mix and match in that case as well. So real-time data access and report on the data in the real time. This is done. Collaboration tools, share insights and collaborate with the team members. Utilize sharing, commenting and editing features to work collaboratively on the data projects, right? So collaboration tools are also one of the most important aspects that you have to look for. So data sources and connectivity, connect with the wide variety of data sources. This is done. Then so it's not only limited to the sources that have raw data insights, it's also to the variety of data that you can see, be it from your ad campaigns, be it your cloud services, your Google ads, your meta ad base, everything can be integrated into Looker Studio. So embedded analytics, embed Looker Studio reports in other applications. So in that case, that can also be done. Integrate analysis directly into the business application for the streamlined access and usage. So this is also one of the key elements that you're looking for. Overview of Looker interface. Now let's look at the dashboard of Looker Studio, how it looks like, what are the variations that are there in that particular tool. So let's get started with the tool. So we'll open any search engine and we'll just type in here Looker Studio. So the first link that we see here is Looker Studio overview. We'll click on that and we'll come to a dashboard or an interface which looks something like this, right? So now what we have is similar to what is Google Docs or Google Sheets would have. So is the same case, you have a basic timeline over here in which you have your trash, you have the Looker Studio sheets, or the sheets that are the templates that is owned by you. And if somebody has shared with you, it will come over here, right? The recent ones will of course come at the top. Then you have something over here in which it states that, okay, this is the report area, this is where your data sets would be stored. And in Explorer you have basically there's nothing here at this moment. It is more popular in the pro version of Looker Studio, not here, right? So this is basically what the interface looks like. And this, what we call it is known as a basic template, right? So you have different kinds of template already built, and we're gonna create in this particular session. If you want to create, you can create a new one as well. We'll look at the data sources that are sample data sets, and we'll create a sort of a dashboard out of it, right? So before that, let's look at, if we have to create a new set of report or a template, how would you do that? We click on something known as blank report over here, right? So if I click on it, it would ask me, right? So it would ask me for an account setup. So this was a basic interface. First, I need to add the basic information that is there. Country, I'll write the country, just choose the country, India. I can, company doesn't matter, you can change it at the end. I'll just give it a random number. So the terms and conditions are the same. If you're working for an organization, make sure that you look at the terms and conditions before getting it. So how the Looker Studio can help, it can connect to all your data sources, bring your insights together, create meaningful visualizations, reports, and dashboards with a few clicks. Again, this is the easy part. Collaborate and share information. So one big advantage here is you don't have to pay a lot of money just to collaborate on the things. You can just, what happens in Tableau and Power BI, you have to pay, you have to get the thing. So Tableau public is free for all, but your data would be saved in their server, right? So that you cannot really share on the real-time basis, but Looker Studio, you can do that. You can collaborate with absolutely everybody for free. So this is also one of the things that is good. Now, when I click on continue, it will ask me, would you like to receive email recommendations about the video? No, I would say, do you receive the new features, updates? I would say no. Again, would you like to participate in Google Market Research in Python? No. So basically, this is what it is. I'll just say continue. Then what will happen is, now I can actually open my first report, right? So this is a blank report that will come up. So it's exactly the same as what the Google Sheets looks like. It says untitled, similar way it says untitled. Now it knows that it's a blank report, so it will ask me if you want to connect your data sources to it, right? So what are the various data sources that are present? So let's look at them. You have Google Analytics by Google. So Google connectors are 24. So basically the things that are owned by Google. So Looker is owned by Google, Google Ads, App Sheets, BigQuery, Google Sheets, file upload. So now in this case, you can actually upload your files that are there, Amazon, everything. So basically the things that are by Google's, they would display it to you. So this is what DV360 is about. So this is also a real time, it is used in programmatic advertisements. Then you have campaign manager. So all these things are included. Then my SQL, Microsoft SQL Server. So these are the attachments that you get, right? So partner connections 876, right? So this, so if you say last year, 1 year ago, this connections, right, the partner connections were nearly 200. But with the growth, with the scale in which Looker Studio is growing, now in 1 year it has more than tripled its partner connectors, right? So it is as many connectors to a report is always a good thing, because you can get multiple data sources, you can get multiple raw data into your analysis, right? So that's always useful to get much more data on that particular things, right? So you have SEMrush, you have LinkedIn ads, you have a lot of different insights, right? You have Instagram insights also, right? You can attach. So now if I have to run through YouTube, that can also be done. YouTube insights also can be done, right? So this is what I would say connecting to data means. Then comes your my data sources. What does this means? Basically, if you have any data sources, you can upload and it'll come here. Or the thing is, it is the sample data sources that the Looker Studio has owned, right? If I click on owned by me, it will not show much. It's the basic Looker Studio, so it comes with the account, will show. but if it's, let's say, shared by me, so Looker Studio will come. But if so basically, if you have another user, so if they share it with you, it will come under shared with me. If you have created it from scratch, it will come owned by me, right? And owned by anyone, it will give basically both. So that's what it is about. This is how you can add your data and everything. So I'll give it across for now. Then comes, this is a home page, right? So this is what the interface or the dashboard actually looks like. You have the file tab over here, in which you have, version history, publishing settings, new report, make a copy. If you want to download, you can download as a PDF, right? So you can embed report into third party applications as well. You can look at how you want to view your report, what is the offsets that are there. You can also look at various, new page duplicate. Once you build on it, these tabs would be activated. If you need any help, you can use it as well. You have a community forum as well, in which you're facing any doubts or you're stuck anywhere during a project, you can also ask for help from your community page here, right? So add page, you can click on that. You can click on add data, right? So I mentioned add page right now. Previously I told that if you want to make two reports in a single report, how you can do, it's page one, you can name this report as one, page two of your report, right? So basically, if you want page one to be, let's say, YouTube analytics, page two as Google analytics of your website, that can be done, right? So you can have different data sources for different pages. So that's a real beauty about it. Also, if you want to share, you can share it with multiple users right here as well, right? So this is something that you can do: invite people, schedule delivery, get report link, embed report, download your report, right? So everything can be done seamlessly in this user interface, right? If I click on add data, I can do that. I'll just click on a random thing, right? Let's just take YouTube data, right? So I'll just click on add. So it'll take some time. It'll ask me, you're about to add this data to your report. Add to report, just click on it, and it'll create this dashboard right here. Quick filter. Now you have a lot more options that you can do. You can create your visualizations. You can, the best part about it is, if I click, this is a random table. If I want to drag and drop different things, so the date range is given, the dimension, US state code is given. If I want to just change it to country code, I'll just click on this dimension right here, right? So dimensions are basically the thing that you want to structure your data with, right? So this is one thing that is also very, very important. Also, the metric that I'm considering, watch time is there. I can add metric. I can click here on add metric. It'll come, okay, this is the metric. 1 2 3 basically means that this is something that is numeric, right? So you can have that. Let's say that I want to see the video likes that are added, right? So it will come the video likes that are added depending on the country that is there, right? So it's very simple. I can just drag and drop. I can enlarge these things. Even I can create any sort of chart if I want to, that will come over here, right? So everything and absolutely everything can be done in this thing. I can create an external table. Everything can be done, whatever is possible. What you would do in a Tableau or a Power BI, same things can be done over here. You can customize your report in a drag and drop manner, which is a real beauty when it comes to creating a professional report for your business, right? So with that said, this was a basic overview of how the dashboard looks like. Google Analytics report. So now in this particular module, what we will do is we'll actually look at a dummy website that Google has of its merchandise store. So it gives us a dummy website, running website of Google merchandise store. So we'll analyze our reports from that particular data set, right? So what it is, so I'll just give you a so basically what it is this is the website that is there, Google merchandise store that is there. So you can see it is actually an active website that is running, shop.google.merchandise. You can, you have the numbers in there. You can just click on it, right? And you can just add to cart, all these things, right? Choose size, let's say quantity 1. So you can actually add to cart now. So it says that, okay, due to snowstorm on the East Coast, there's delay in both the fulfillment and delivery. We apologize. But what it does is it also gives you the access to the backend, right? So this is basically the access to the merchandise store. This is basically where you have the setup that is done here, right? The platform that is there. So this is what it looks like, right? So This is what we'll analyze. This is what we'll have. We have different elements to analyze over here, right? View traffic acquisition. You have, let's say, basic engagement, how much is there, organic search, paid search, direct search, all the campaigns that are there. You can also look at that, user acquisition. So there are different elements that you can see in this particular website. So what we'll do is we basically will use Looker Studio to analyze this sort of data. So that is also one of the things that we can do, right? So similar way you have Google Analytics here as well, right? So in this case, what I'll do is I'll click on again the new report. I'll click on a blank report. And again, what we'll do this time, my data sources, I'll use the GA account, right? Google Analytics account data source that I'll use. So it'll take some time to load. It does that from time to time. So have a bit of patience with Looker Studio. Okay, so let's just take the sample data over here. I'll click on add, right? So again, it asks me that if I want to add this to the report or not. So I would say yes, right? So yeah, you have a ton of different things that are there, ton of different things that you can look forward to. Now, again, right, you'll be working in a team, right? You do not individually have to create a lot of different sort of dashboards, right? So what we'll do is here we'll have this run dashboard for GA website, and we'll write GA, right? So this is our name. In a similar manner, what we can do is we can again create that same box that we had. Again, I'll just write in a quick little, there. I'll select it. I'll change its size to, let's say, 4. Oh, this looks good. So then I have this. I'll change the background color to something that is a bit more colorful this time. Oh, this looks too green, is it? Okay, I'll change it. Change it to light blue. Okay, this looks perfect. So I'll just again do the thing that is there. Again, I would want a date filter. So what I'll do is I'll just reduce it a little bit so that I can have my date filter set up as well, right? So this is perfect, right? Do dashboard 4. I'll add a control that I would want, let's say, what do we want? A date range control. Adding it over here, select date range. This is cool. I'll just set the style up for this. Again, a little bit more bigger would be preferred. 24. Okay, this is perfect. I'll change the color to dark black. I'll fill in the color if needed. No, it's not needed. The head looks good. To black. That looks good. Again, if I want to fill it, I can fill it. Select date range. Okay, this is a bit too orange for my taste. I'll just change this to a slightly more subtle. Let's say paste. Okay, this is also a bit too off. I'll change this to a subtle blue, right? So this is also something that you can modify, but let's just leave it for now. Again, you have this sort of ton of different things you can do, right? Let's just follow through over here. Let's just look at, okay, if I want to create again a scorecard out of it, right? So I'll just create a scorecard out of it again. So this is too much of a data, right, for it to understand. So it will not automatically give you a set of metric, but you can definitely choose from a ton of metric that is there, right? So let's just say if I want to look at the bounce rate, right? So that's also one metric that is there. So it will come as bounce rate. I have not selected the date range, so it would definitely not give me a correct enough answer, right? So this is the date range. I'll click on apply. So now I'll change the date to, let's say, May 2nd. I'll click on apply, and it will show me some sort of matrix over here, updated matrix over here, right? So 49.74. Similar to that, I can also add more chart metrics that are there, right? I can just write it here, click it over here, or the best part, I can just copy it over here as well, right? So I can do it as many as I want, right? New users are there, bounce rate is there, which I have to change. So what else metric can I add, right? Let's just check what are the major ones over here. I would want CTR also. So I'll just click on this. I'll change it to CTR. Click-through rate is 1.38%. Conversion rate per user. So I'll just copy paste this and I'll add it again. Right. So now I would want the conversion rate per user. So I would have that as well. Okay. So it's a bit too slow with the heavy data. So just have to, yeah. So now it comes, so conversion rate per user is also defined. Now we can have a lot of different sort of analysis done in the data set for us. So I can add page to this. I can have the second page also implemented, but right now I'll work on the first one itself. Table for me is not needed as of now, so I'll remove the table. What I'll do is I'll have a pie chart setup done over here for the first time. What it can show me is basically region wise I can divide it into some sort of information. So it is currently giving me the page title that is there, right, and also the different sort. So basically we have a very sort of cluttered environment over here, so I'll change it to the thing that I would want. So let's just take very brief thing, categories I would want to, or let's say just take it region wise, continent wise. Okay, so we just take continent with respect to that, and we can say, so now this is a good enough pie chart. So we know that the bounce rate over here as per the various continents that are there, right? So you would have Africa, Asia, Europe and all that, right? So you will get it in terms of percentage, right? So this is one such thing that you can do. Apart from it, also, if I want to add a chart element, let's say I want to view something over time, right? So date would be the matrix that would be there. What would I want? I would want, let's say, another conversion factor, right? Let's say I would want the over time average order value. Okay, so this can also come. I think the chart element is a bit too off over here. I would just take another one, right? So this is a good enough one in which I would have the convert. So it says conversion rate. Let me change it to the average order value. Let's say per day, what is the average order value that is there? So the data, as you can see, is from May. So I'll just change my date range because then I'll get a better idea of what the data set is telling me. So I'll remove this to, let's say, let's have this from 2022 January 1st to March, or maybe Feb of, or let's just take July of 2023. So I'll apply the date range. So all these things will change accordingly. Now I would have a steady graph as well. So basically I would know that we do not have so this is a continuous graph, right? After July, there is no data set. So basically the last update would be on June of 2023. So the average value in June of 2023 is 224.53. That is the average order value. So we have some sort of matrix that is there. You can always choose a lot of different things over here. If I want to, again, right, Google Maps, if I want to choose the location, bubble map, field map, you would have like the heat map there, like, right? So I can also create this geo chart. Let's just take geo chart analysis. So the continent, and again the bounce rate, the similar pattern is here, but I'll change the matrix to some other thing that I want to look at, right? So if I want to, what is the best thing to look at region wise, right? What I want to look at, right? So right now it's mentioned bounce rate. So let's just say that so cost per transaction, let's just look at what is the cost per transaction in terms of the countries, right? So bounce rate, okay, so there's some sort of error over here, maybe because of the per transaction cost. So let's just leave that part. Maybe it was not set up with the continent. So let's look at what are the clicks per continent. Let's see if that can be done in terms of content or not. No, that seems to be the connection seems not to be built over here, so we do not need to worry. This is just a sample data set, so we can work around that sometime later as well. So what else can we look at, right? I would say CTR. Let's say if this can be done or not. Oops, I think it's not really well connected with the thing, so let's just look at if average value. Yeah, so average value seems okay. This also seems to be a bit off. It's not connected. Okay, let's look at the bounce rate itself, right? Let's check average time on page. I think this should be done properly. Let's see. Oh yeah, so we can say the average time that is spent is 1 minute. In Africa, in let's say Asia, it is 112. Oh, so basically in North America, you have a very less sort of span time of people visiting the page, right? 46 seconds. So we get a different idea depending on the continent. So this is also something that is really interesting, and maybe I just want to skip it to the part. I just want to make it, let's say, in a second page. So my analysis can be continued here as well. The analysis should be similar. So yeah, something seems to be off here as well, but yeah, let's just see. Okay. You can work on the charting pattern. It's a bit slow in this particular computer, but yeah, it'll more or so less come the same what we have done because the analysis is the same. So what else can you do in here? So we can also include another chart of a similar manner. We can have let's say bar chart included, right? So we can include the bar chart as well. Right, so basically what it gives right now is the average order value, and the breakdown is continent and month of the year. So I can change the month of the year to some sort of different. You can have yearly as well, so we can check if we can do it yearly. But month of the year is better because my date ranges in terms of months, right? If I it's only 1 year difference, so yearly would not make a difference. If I would have, let's say, 5 year, then the analysis would be much better in that case. So yeah, this is good too. You can see the comparison in this way as well, right? So absolutely everything is drag and drop. What you want to analyze, you have different elements to it. You can check different control pattern. If you want a let's say a drop down list, you can do that as well. You can set up in terms of continents, in terms of which continent I want to look at, right? If I want to look at Africa, I can just remove these elements. I can only focus on on Europe, let's say, right? So my analysis, the entire analysis would come up with the European sea. So everything is Europe. This would not matter because I've again chosen Europe. Also this European part of it's a bit off. It's considering Russia also as a part of Europe more or less. Mm, so again, so the analysis over here, all these new buttons that are there, right? This will give you a gist of a bounce rate. 50% is the bounce rate. New users from Europe are 188k, and the conversion rate is 0.48, right? So this is what you would get basically from this analysis. You can choose it yourselves. You can click on different elements. You can have Asia as well. Now it'll give you cumulative of Asia and Europe's, right? So you'll have a different sort of element in that regard as well, right? So this was all about what you can do. You can build on dashboards. Again, the same thing you can download, and this will be good to go, right? In this module, let's look at the Google Search Console report. Let's build a dashboard out of it, an interactive real-time databases dashboard. So let's build on that. So now here I have the Looker Studio interface in front of me. What I'll do is I'll create a blank report. So I'll click on blank report. Then again, I'll come up with the same sort of thing. Now in my data sources, what I'll do is I'll use a dummy data set. So where it is, so as I mentioned, I'll be working on the Search Console data. So I have the site one here. So I'll just click on add. So now again, it will ask me that, okay, you want are you sure if you want to add this to the report? I would say yes, I am sure about it. So I'll click on the add to the report option. So it will come with all the similar, sort of data structure. You have what the data sets look like, what is the basically what the columns are here, and also the chart types that are there, right? So you would have where the data sources, the dimension, the metric, the metric sliders. If I want to create what is this about sort, secondary sort, ascending into descending, all that thing. So this is the filters that I also can create. You can add the table filters as well, right? So currently it's showing me the countries that are there and also the clicks depending on that is there, right? So basically what I'll do is I'll drag it, drop it here. I'll have to create a basic dashboard. So I'll just write something here. So this is basically the dashboard header, if I can call it. I'll just write here, search console report, right? So I'll write here search console report. Again, I can, just increase the font size to, let's say, 60. I'll put it bold, or maybe underline it as well. Then I can have, the color of the background. I can, just put the color as well. This looks a bit dull. I'll have some, this looks also dull. I'll have some different sort of, okay, this looks perfect. So I'll have it in the middle. Then also what I'll do is yeah. So this is the background things that I can do, right? So padding is not required. Okay, I can change the font as well, right? So let's say if I have to change it, I think this looks perfect. I don't think so there's a need to change. Okay. Yeah. So this is basically what I am currently looking at. So the header is done over here. If I have a logo, I can just imprint the logo of my brand right here as well. So this is for the external stakeholders, if any. So I can just drag it over here as well, right? So there's a background over here. I can, just color the background also of the same color. So this looks perfect, I believe. Yeah. I think this looks perfect. So here I have my header of the things. Now there are two things that are there. One is known as scorecard. That is basically a sort of, so before that I'll do one thing. I'll show you a dummy sort of template that is given by Google. So this is the dummy template that what the Looker Studio gives us, right? So it's a basically same search console report, and basically the real-time updates are here, the console report, right? So all these things, this is a dummy template, right? Now if you want to just recreate it using your own data, that is also what Google does. It just tells you, okay, you can use my data. I can just replace the data over here to the one that I have, right? But right now we're creating it from scratch. So I'll just remove this option over here. What I'll do is now what do I want to create over here, right? So let's just say that okay, I just want to leave this to the right hand side, and I want to create a filter. So to create a filter or to create a date range, what I have to do is I have to click on a thing called add a control, right? So let's say I want let's say a drop down list or a date range control. So I want a date range control. I'll just put it over here, right? So what it does is basically for the data, it automatically will select the date from the data source that is there, right? So I'll just click on this. You have the date structure over here, right? The similar one will be automatically attached to the date structure that is here. So I don't need to, per se do something else about it. It doesn't really need to work that way. It can be done automatically as well. I'll just give it a color as, okay, background color as, let's say, dark blue, and the color of the text as white, right? And also if I have to set it up, I can just make changes to the size of it as well. Okay, I can see the size over here. I can increase it to, let's say, 30. Okay, 30 is bit too big, so I'll just create it to, yeah, this looks perfect. Now, I'm not making it as per the scale of it. I'll just make it as per how it looks like, right? Just a second. Yeah. Okay. Right, or maybe I can just put it over here. Which one is better? You can decide. Okay, I think this looks perfect. No need to change. Now I was mentioning about adding the elements to your particular thing. So I want to create a basic, let's say, uh, input box maybe, or maybe a button I want to create. Let's just see that if I can create a new button. I don't think so. We need a button right now. So let's just delete it. So now after creating this, what we need next is basically some sort of visualizations, right? So when I'm talking about search console report, what are the things that I have to consider is basically the impressions that are there, the clicks that are there, the average position that is there, and the site CTR is there, right? That is a number. So I would want that to come up before the table or anything else. I would want it to be displayed over here. So I would have a chart element over here in which, let's say, I have a scorecard mentioned over here, right? So I'll click on this. I'll add the scorecard over here. So it automatically selects, let's say, clicks to it, right? I can set it up the way I want, right? I'll just do this. I'll just, add another some sort of this over here. Again, I'll add some sort of, scorecard over here. I can also add one more. Since there are 4 metrics, I'll just keep 4 metrics over here. The size and all you can check by yourself. Again, I mentioned that if you have a very fast PC, then this will be easier for you to do. And okay, perfect, right? So it says clicks site CTR clicks again, right? So I don't want clicks. I would just change the matrix. It says clicks, so I'll just change the metric to, let's say, average position over here, right? So it will change this particular highlighted metric to this, but since it cannot be done, average position cannot be done, so it says that it's an error. So basically I'll remove this. Okay, so impressions are there, clicks are there, site CTR is there, right? So I can select the date range. So let's just take from 4 to, and then let's click on apply. So what basically happens is, see, the matrix changed, right? So basically this is linked to the date range. Now in usual setting, you have to link these buttons with the date range and then make your visualizations. But no, in Looker Studio, it can be done very easily with these elements, right? Also I would want for a visualization, let's say I would want like clicks per time, or I would want CTR over a period of time. So all these things I have to look at, right? I would want to use visualizations, right? So for that, I'll create, let's say, time chart would require time series here. So I'll just click on this. So, yeah. So you have impressions over here. You have the matrix over here over time, right? So this is what I want. So I'll just remove this part. I'll just add this element over here, right? Next, I would also want, let's say I want to have the impressions over time is done. I would want basic clicks over time. If I want to have the matrix, I can click on that, right? I can now remove this dimensions. It says site CTR, right? I want to remove this element. I just want it to be clicks, right? So I would have my matrix of clicks with the date column. So I've selected this part. Let's just take another chart. This one is a bit too off. So I'll just take this element, this I'll delete. So it says, again, it says site CTR. I don't want that. I would want clicks. So I'll add clicks over here. Site CTR can go away. Right. So this is clicks over time, right? Again, this is as per the data or the date that I have set, right? I can change this as well. So again, if you have a very quick PC, then this is something that would be done in seconds. And if not, then it'll take a bit of time, right? So give it a bit of time and it'll be good to go, right? Let's just take from 4th to this, right? So the CTR, the site CTR and everything will change, right? This is how you build a dashboard. Now, same way you can just, if this is the thing, if let's just say that I want to not see this, I just want to see this, and now I want to download this report. So what I'll do is I'll just click on file, I'll download as PDF, right? Yeah, so basically you can also password protect your thing. So I'll just write 1 2 3 3 4 5 and I can download this. Right, so this is already done. I'll click on it. It'll again is password protected. This is also one good thing that this is done. Now it will give me the dashboard that is there, right? Of course, this is a PDF, so you cannot really change the date and everything, but you have you get a good idea of how to build a dashboard out of Looker Studio. So this was about Search Console report. Now let's next talk about the Google Analytics one as well in the next module. Congratulations on completing up this course. So let's look at what we have learned so far. So Looker Studio is a business intelligence tool that integrates data visualization and data analysis. So basically, if you want to create an interactive dashboard that runs on a real-time basis, then Looker Studio is something that can help you do that, right? Also, it comes under the Google umbrella. So if your company, if you're just starting out, you're building your company and it's working on Google itself, then integrating the Looker Studio in your workspace would ease out your process of not using SQL or Tableau or Excel for that matter. You can do everything, absolutely everything, except for data cleaning, of course. You can visualize, analyze your content through visualizations in the Looker Studio itself, right? So Looker Studio allows users to create dynamic reports and dashboards, enhancing the decision making based on real-time data. So everything and absolutely everything that you want your business to grow will be done through Looker Studio, right? So this is a tool that you must have and you should use for your business to grow. I hope you had a good learning session. For more such videos and courses on various tools, stay tuned to Great Learning.